It's December 14th, 2021. Linda's still not letting me really watch TV. Although yesterday she went out and I grabbed something off the news, the weather. I saw there was something on my YouTube feed that came up. Somebody attached the algorithm to my feed, so I thank you for that, whoever that was. Small token of kindness is how I look at it. It was a skeleton, no muscle, no myo muscle or no structure to it of meat. It's just the bone, the osteo version, and it showed the pelvis area, or the pelvic bone, and it was showing that this one diagnosis, they call it an SI joint. Again, now I went to real basic learning to speak human anatomy in an English category for North America. I did not go into, this is like, I got arms and legs and a basic understanding to try to traverse the linguistics of building where I'm being bruised, beaten, and hurt, so I can communicate at a larger scale with some sense of somebody might appreciate and be able to know if they had to put their reputation on it, there's a common ground. So this pelvic bone, just the bone, no organs, showed that by where the sacral region is fused by the pelvic bone area, like that vertical horizon, this one person called it an SI joint. So that sacral and iliac area on the pelvis. On my left side, the side that sometimes droops a little bit, I think. Oh no, this is the side that droops a little bit. This is the side that stays, whatever. In that region on the SI, it had a red band on this gentleman's video. That is where it's like an impact zone for me, but there's no cartilage or cartilaginous anything. It's osteocytes through and through bone. So there's nerve sensors inside the caniculi, but it's got no give to it. But that's where the terminus is for the pain. It's when I lay down. It's not sciatica, but it's when I lay down. It's when I stand up. It's as I walk. It's intermittent, but the majority of the time, I'm feeling it. It's very few and far between where the pain is actually ceased or satiated. I feel it in most of my gait or my walk lately with this atmosphere and climate. I indulged in, it was very uncomfortable, but I know he's a professional and whatever. He said to take a can and to take a towel and to wrap the can in the towel and then quietly in the room lay down and try to stretch the back. And he said that you should feel a pop or like a release. I tried pretty much everything that he recommended, and there is no popping in the joint whatsoever. There's no relief. I don't know if that's due to the barometric pressure or tidal pressure on the outside of my body. I've heard, like, my parents are not science gifted, so the word gravity, gravity, is the only word they've ever given me, and not even in a spoken, a lot kind of a thing. I think I'd like asked when I was a kid once. It's just gravity is what holds us up, according hearsay, according to my parents in this environment. Gravity is what holds us upright, and gives us some kind of body tone so we don't just float away, as in like a non-gravity space where there's nothing holding you to the ground. So, if that's the word that my parents taught in a hearsay, and I go with that word, my problem in this gravity is the gravity, while I'm definitely not floating away, I am at such a high amount of gravity, or, I mean, I don't know if low gravity or high gravity. I mean, if I say high gravity, it just feels like the better way to go. But if I say high gravity, means like I feel like I'm carrying two dead people, one in the front of me, one in the back of me, every time I take a step. And now I'm carrying this dead carcass weight. That's what this gravity feels like. It feels like some invisible carcass is attached, and it's like it hurts, like to move the legs. It's because I see people walking on the street, and they, like the little kids especially, their little legs are so skinny, they move up and down, they jump, they run, they're able and capable of working within this environment. I, on the other hand, at this point, I'm having trouble even lifting my knee towards my abdomen. That range of gravity and that motion is not in a healthy position. And I don't know if it's because I'm A-zoned in an O-zone with a hole, which is pretty much like monumental torture at this point. It is so painful. Or if it's because my specific situation is being fucked with, or whether it's the outside environment as a total. But the thing is that I see some adults that are really affected by it. They shuffle their feet, or orthopedically, they're shuffling their feet. They don't have a nice, healthy knee to foot placement and gait as they walk, like a stride. Some are walking with canes. I walk with an umbrella just to get the pressure off at like a stop. It's incredibly uncomfortable, and it makes you walk, and it's something that's inescapable, no less. It's invisible but inescapable, which is what's really, really frightening. Because I know that there's people with machines somewhere in the world. I really thought that there was something called, I came across something in a article that I was reading on physics. Well, not like the whole article, but just to grapple with some of the vocabulary, because it's where geometrically my whatever is at the moment. They said something about shield. They did not define it, S.H.I.E.L.D, but druidically, if I look at the calligraphy without a calypso version of it, it's She-I-D. But it's, now shield, it's supposed to, have specific, like it's such a high quantum whatever, it's supposed to be the most precise. So to get answers on certain things, I don't know who has that level of information. I don't know who keeps that information. I don't know who to report to that the local area is so dangerously torturous for more than just myself, but we'll stick with myself at the moment since I can confirm one set of circumstances, and visually I can see that some others are suffering. So I'm not quite sure how to handle that information. It's just I know that the local stretch and whatever exercises, this is way more than that at this point. It's been since I was a kid, but it's been steadily growing in gravitas, honestly. It is such a heavy weighted environment, and I know it has something to do with magneticism. I know it has something to do with pressure, but it's messing with my endothermal ability, my circulation. It's messing with my ability to breathe correctly, and my ability to even like sit upright or move. And then that goes into motivation and all sorts of other things. But those are ancillary effects of the fact that the gravity is so heavy, the body can't even function properly. The tasks are harder and harder to even begin or try to accomplish. But I know that there's something at S.H.I.E.L.D. level. I just don't know how to obtain a S.H.I.E.L.D. Or where to even go for something like that. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. I'm in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. As far as I'm concerned, the only person that I'm comfortable knowing or touching anything to do with my biology or S.H.I.E.L.D. is who I was supposed to marry before this disgusting arrangement with humans that I did not agree to, and I got so severely pulled off. So I don't know if he's going by the name Eric Thomas Jefferson, the one that actually took me to Port Jefferson. But I am in a whole world of hurt. And it's horrible to have to drag yourself through life this way every day, and it just doesn't get better. And you've got the threat of two other people that you live with that want you to go out and get some form of employment, and you're like, I can barely fucking walk, you morons.